Everybody writes Pesach Sheni. You don't say Tachna.
Right.
But you do say Lanatseach.
Yeah, you do say that. That's true.
Okay. You're back for Bava Metzia. Let's see, Bava Metzia. Where did we get up to? We're in the middle of this long, laborious, complicated cheshbon.
I'll be right back.
When is this going to end? Well, it's not ending. Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah, this is really something. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Yes, okay. So let's just... Yeah. Okay, so the question is, where should we start from? Oh, we had the Halech. Oh, yes, I see. Okay, so now we're really, hmm. Let's go from, we're on Daf Daled, Amid Aleph. And we're talking about whether a case of Halech is chayav a shvuas monamixes. And so let's just go to Rav Sheshis. Rav Sheshis Omar. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 lines from the bottom. The first words in the line. Rav Sheshis Omar. The Rav Sheshis Omar. Okay.
I've got we've got Omar where was Omar Lach Rav Sheshis. That's not it.
Oh, now that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines up from there. Trying to get to a place where we can start from.
Right here. Rav Sheshis Omar Hayalach Poto.
Halech is Potter.
Just close the door. Excuse me.
Halech is Potter, meaning it's Potter, a case where a person is monamixis and he says, Halech, here's the mixis that I admit that I owe you. Says Halech. So is he going to nevertheless be chayav shvuas monamixis, just as though he had not said Halech? Or is he going to be Potter because he said Halech? So before we got to Rav Sheshis, the Gemora said that we should say he's chayav shvuas monamixis, and that's the pshat in the Mishnah. And now Rav Sheshis is going to disagree. Okay, so without further ado, Roy, you can start. Rav Sheshis Omar.
Okay. Sorry. Rav Sheshis Omar. Rav Sheshis says, Hilach Potter. Says the defendant who claims part of a claim, and says regarding that part, here it is yours, is exempt from the oath obligation of moderate permictus. It says that admits part of the claim and says it's yours. Right. May Tama. Why? What is the reason? Given the Adama by Halech. Since he says to the plaintiff, here it is yours. Says to the plaintiff, here it is yours. Okay. Heine Zuzi de Ka Made so I keep forgetting to take this history. Hine Zuzi de Ka Made Bigavei Kamain de Nakit Lahu Mo Dama Kamain. These 50 zuz, the 50 zuz that he admits owing to the lender are viewed as if the lender is holding them in his hand. Thus are not considered part of the lender's claim.
Even though he's not really holding them in his hand.
And
that's clear from Rashi.
Yeah. Are viewed as if the lender is holding them.
So he's not yet returned them. He hasn't returned this amount that he says, the Lova, the borrower. He's just saying, Halech. Halech doesn't mean here it is. Here, I got the money in my hand and I'm giving it to you. No, that's not what it means. At least not according to Rashi. We'll see what Rashi says about it. But
the Inyach Hamishim La Modeh. Regarding the other 50 still claimed by the lender, the borrower does not admit anything. He only admits the first 50. Not even as far as the borrower is concerned, it's not even the first 50, it's the only 50. Hilkach Lekah Hada'a Miktsas Hata'ana. Therefore, there is no admission to part of the claim, and the borrower does not swear the oath of Modeh B'Miktsas.
Yeah, the shvua is chayav is when he's admits to part of the claim and he denies the other part of the claim. That's modeh b'miktsas. And the Torah mandates a shvua to be made by the one that makes such a claim, like we explained previously. And here, Rav Sheshes is saying that when he says Halech, it's not regarded as as though he's it's not regarded as though he's the only amount that's in question. The only amount that's part of the claim is the amount that he's kofar bakol. The other part is as though command nakit lahu mal v'dami. It's like the Malva took it already. And therefore it's not part of the claim. and so therefore amounts to a claim of half of a mana, and on that half, he's saying he doesn't owe it. So therefore, according to Rav Sheshes, there's no shvuah that the Torah obligates in such a case. Let's take a look at Rashi, Dibur Maskil, Behelach. This is the fourth wide line down from the top where the wide lines of Rashi begin.
The Halach. Lo Hotz Asim Vehain Shelcha. I don't know this abbreviation, Bet Kuf Mem Shehem.
The base stands for B, the Chaf stands for Kol, and the Mem stands for Makom.
Makom. Nevertheless, so let's see. What is Hotzasim?
Lo Hotzosim. He did not. He the Love did not spend them. The Hotzi is to take them out of your wallet and spend it. So he didn't take it out to spend it yet.
And they are his.
Vehein Shelcha, and this is the Lova talking to the Malva, the borrower talking to the lender, and he's saying, Hein Shelcha, they belong to you. These monies that you lent me, that I didn't spend yet, they belong to you. And then he says, B'kol makom shehem, wherever they are. So, in other words, according to Rashi, when a lender gives money to a borrower, it's not regarded as though the money has left the lender's ownership domain until the borrower takes that money and he gives it to somebody else. He spends it on something. Then it's gone out from the reshus of the lender. But until that time, it belongs to the lender. Now, as a matter of fact, if you notice, you got a big aleph over there in brackets. Right in between these words, lo hotzaisim. And that refers you to the Hagos of the Gra, the Vilna Gaon, which should be on your page, the inside, the very inside the column. That's where it is in mine.
Hey, it says Rashi, Dibur Hamaskil, the Halach, Lo Hotzi Asem Kule, Nun Bet. Is that a bet?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nun Bet.
Yeah, that means Nachtav B'tzido. Means that it was written on the side of the Vilna Gaon's Gemora, the following comment on this Rashi.
Okay, so Aval Haran Cholik Imzeh Ukesav Daha Milove Le Hotzi Nisna Vidavka but bif kedum hadin not. I don't know what any of this means.
Okay. The Vilna Gaon was very brief in his in the words that he used. So, what is he saying over here? The Vilna Gaon is making note of the fact that what Rashi is saying over here is subject to a machlokes rishonim, and none other than the Ran, Rabbeinu Nisim, one of the famous rishonim. He differs with Rashi on this point, and he says, what is Rashi talking about? The Gemora says, Milva lahotza nitna. It's well established that the way that a loan works is milva lahotza nitna. Milva is the loan, lahotza nitna. It's given to spend. Now, what does that mean? It's given to spend. That means obviously it's given to spend. That's what the loan is for, right? It's not enough to just have the money in your. Maybe some people feel safe because they have $1 million in their safe, but most people, they take out a loan in order to spend it because they owe money somewhere else. But that's another thing. Anyway, so what the Ran is saying over here is that when the way that it works, a loan, is that when a malva, a lender, gives the money to the borrower on loan, the minute he puts it into his hand, who owns that money right now?
The lova.
The lova, the borrower. That's the generally accepted understanding of how a loan works. And that's what the Ran is saying. That's the cloud. And Rashi seems to be arguing with that cloud, because Rashi is saying that what the borrower is saying over here when he says Halech, Rashi describes that the borrower is saying, I didn't spend the money yet. I didn't spend it. You gave it to me, and I didn't spend it. And accordingly, says Rashi, V'hein shelcha. Those monies are yours, meaning they are in your legal possession. You don't have a physical, actual holding on to them, but nevertheless, wherever it is that they are yours. They are yours. So there's no issue of differing with that money that the Lova is saying over here, according to Rashi. The Lova is saying that money is yours. It's I'm not denying that I'm not making any denial about that money. I'm just saying that money that you lent me is yours. Where is it? that's wherever it is, but it's yours. Okay, and accordingly, what Rashi is saying is that the case between the Malv and the Lova is only in regard to the other half of the mana. That he's saying that I don't admit that I owe it to you. So it comes out he's a kover bakol and he's patur on the shua. But the Gra is bringing the Ran, and the Ran says that's not the way it works when it comes to halva. That's not the way it works when it comes to a loan. And therefore, to talk about a loan is totally not the point over here in this Gemora about Halech. And the Ran goes on to say, Dafka b'bikadon hadin came. only in the case of a pikadon, a deposited item, is this matter so. When a person deposits an item by a custodian for safekeeping, it's clear that even though it's now in the physical possession of the custodian, the actual ownership of the item belongs to the mafkid, to the one that deposited to him. So over there, we could talk about halach and the nifkad, the custodian. He could say to the depositor, he could say, look, there's no issue about this pikadon because it's yours. It belongs to you. It was never mine. Where is it? Oh, it's I don't know. It's lost. It's stolen. Whatever claim that the guy is going to make, but it's not a case anymore of monamixis. If you say that monamixis is patron shvua, like Rav Sheshes says. And if you're wondering what the other letters are in the Gra, he says, "Ayin mashikasav Rabbeinu b'choshen mishpat." See what our teacher, meaning referring to the Gra, has written in Choshen Mishpat, the monetary section of the Shulchan Aruch, that he wrote there about this matter. He tells you what siman it is, and so on and so forth. Okay. All right. So that's what Rav Sheshes is saying. Now, this is not what the Gemora just got through saying. The Gemora just got through saying that the case of our Mishnah with the Shnai Osim and the Talis, two guys holding on to the Talis, that was the case of Halech, and that accordingly, the case of Halech we see is a proof that even in the case of Halech, you have a shvua, like it says in the Mishnah, and that shvua is a shvua monamixis, according to the Gemora that we learned before. We just got through doing the Rav Sheshes over here today. So that's where we're holding. So Rav Sheshes is saying it's not so. And now the Gemara is going to go to the next step and say, but Rav Sheshes, what do you do with the Mishnah? The Mishnah clearly doesn't hold like you. Rav Sheshes kasha masnisin. So, Roy, you want to continue?
The Gemara asks, Ularav Sheshes.
Where are you reading, Roy?
I don't know if I'm right, but I'm reading from left-hand column 4A4, bottom.
On the top?
Bottom. Gemara asks.
I got it, thank you.
I don't know if that's correct or not. Ularav Sheshes Kasha Masani Masnis Masnisin. Thank you. But our Mishnah poses a difficulty for Rav Sheshes, and says the scroll, since it was previously shown to support Rav Chia's ruling that here it is yours, does not remove that money from the claim. Rather, the situation remains one of modeh b'mixas.
Yeah, the Gemara said over there, and I said it was very difficult to understand how that could be, but at any rate, the Gemara was saying that the case of the Mishnah Monomixis, the case of the Mishnah of people, two guys holding on to the talus, and they got to make a shvua, and each one will take his share of the talus. The Gemora analyzed that to be a case of essentially you got Anan Sahade, the Bezdin testifies that this guy owns this portion of the talus that he's holding on to, and the other person also who's holding on, the Bezdin regards this as having witnesses that he owns that portion of the talus. And this that both of them are claiming against the other, I own the whole talus. So it's like a case of a claimant who's claiming you owe me the whole mana, and the respondent is saying back to him, I only owe you half of it. Whether he says that, or whether witnesses say that, and then there's where's Haleth coming over here? That's what's difficult to hear where it comes in exactly. But the Gemora obviously understanding that it does come in over here, and the fact that the witness it's regarded as though that there's witnesses testifying that each person has half the talus. It's as though each person is saying a halech on the other parts that the other person is holding on to, and so therefore it's a case of denying in part and acknowledging in part and saying halech. And then we see that there's a shvua. So therefore we see that you do say a shvua monomixis in a case of halech, not like Rav Sheshes. And that's what the Gemara is asking right now on Rav Sheshes. Well, Rav Sheshes, kashem asnisen. How do you explain the Mishnah? The Mishnah is difficult, according to your view, that you hold that the case of halech is not chayav monomixis. You say it's already a case of we take away that claim, and it's not part of the case anymore, and it comes out that the defendant is just denying the whole amount that you're claiming, because you're only claiming half of it. So now we see what it is that the Gemara says that Rav Sheshes will answer. What will Rav Sheshes answer over here?
Okay, so the Yidach, and the other one, Rabbiya, will reply. Oh,
Wait, I need to skip the line, right?
let's skip it. Omar Lach Rav Sheshes. Rav Sheshes will say to you in his defense, Master Nisin, Takanas, Havamim, P. The oath in this case of our Mishnah is a rabbinic measure and has nothing to do with the biblically ordained oath of Modeh B'Mitzvos.
Right.
So continuing or what? All right.
Yeah, let's continue. Okay. Oh, this is already one second. Let's just because we're out of time basically. What is Rav Sheshes answering back over here? He's answering that true. The Mishnah does say that each person has to make a shvua, but that shvua that the person makes has got nothing to do with the din of Modeh Mixis, that a person makes a shvua mandated by the Torah of shvua Modeh Mixis, Torah mandated shvua. No, he says that this shvua over here is not a Torah mandated shvua. It is a rabbinic shvua that is imposed upon both of them, And Rashi makes reference to the fact of what we said above, that it's a rabbinic ordinance, so that Shelo kol echad holech v'takef l'talos haver b'amar shalihu. That so that not every so to prevent and discourage a person from going over to somebody's talus and grabbing onto it, and then being prepared in Bezdin to say, "You see, I'm holding on to it. This house belongs to me." Well, the Bezdin will say, "Oh, really? It belongs to you? Oh, we're going to put on you a according to Torah law, we don't have any way of denying what he says. It's his word against his, and there's no witnesses. So what are we going to do? We would divide the talus between them. We don't know what the Torah doesn't is at a loss over there to get at this unscrupulous individual. But the rabbi stepped in and said, "We got an idea. We are going to put a shvua on both of them, and both of them are going to have to swear that the talus belongs to them." And we're assuming that this guy is not going to make a shvua like that, so he'll back off, and he won't do it altogether, because he knows he's not going to benefit from it. Okay, so that's the answer for Sheshis, the explanation of the Mishnah.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll start off tomorrow after that. Itach.
Bye-bye. Shkoyach, Roy.
Shkoyach Roy. Shkoyach Lou.
Thank you. See you.
Have a great day.